I'm Amanda Vernon. Welcome to Word for the Week. My word for the week is we are in a deserted place. I'd like to share with you how I felt the Lord speaking to me in Mass this past weekend and what I think the Lord is calling me to do about the word that He's given me. So, in today's episode, I'll also be playing a little music that you'll hear in the background. This is one of my new songs called I Can Feel More, but I'll tell you a little more about that toward the end of my episode. So this past weekend, I was in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I went to Mass quite early in the morning because actually I went to several Masses over the weekend and I sang and then I gave a concert, but the Mass that I just attended so that I could be there to pray and to receive our Lord was a 7:30 a.m. Mass where my dad is the deacon. So at that early hour, there were hardly any children for the first time in my life. It was a really quiet Mass, and the gospel was proclaimed by my dad, and my dad preached the homily as well. So the story was the multiplication of the loaves and the fishes. I don't know why they call it fishes and not just fish, but multiplication where Jesus feeds the 5,000. And I always love that story because I picture this boy who comes forward to share his bread and his fish. I picture him being just a little audacious, like precocious, and just running up to Jesus and the apostles and saying, like, here's what I have to contribute. And I picture maybe some people in this crowd, like they have food with them, but maybe they're too nervous to share what they have because they look around and they see this crowd of 5,000 people who are hungry, and they're thinking like, well, what's my little amount gonna help? So this child runs up and offers what he has, and the Lord gives thanks for it and blesses it, and everyone eats. And then there are 12 bushel baskets left over. And so every time I hear this gospel proclaimed, I imagine the apostles at the end of this meal, at the end of the day, going up to that boy's mom and like handing her one of the bushel baskets, and it's filled with these leftovers for them to take to feed their family. So it was really awesome to hear my dad proclaim this gospel. And the words that stood out to me, we are in a deserted place, of course made me think of where I live in Arizona. But it also helped me to realize that the apostles and all of these 5,000 people, it's probably more than 5,000, I think it was just 5,000 men, that they went out away from the city, away from the hustle and bustle of the villages and all of the other people around to listen to Jesus. And it really convicted me that it's important for me right now to take some quiet time, not just on my own, but also alongside the people who I know and love and who care about me, to listen to Jesus. I'm really used to traveling by myself and planning things by myself, but I feel called to embrace that deserted place, not just of Arizona, but in my heart, and to share that with others. So this has been kind of a challenging work week for me, and yet in the midst of it, I realized that sometimes when you're in a deserted place, you can be more in touch with what's going on inside your heart. And I think that's really happening to me. Like, I can sense how I feel about things. I'm starting to really sense a lot of emotions about switching my career focus and what that means for me. And there's some sadness, some excitement, but just a lot of mixed feelings that I'm aware of. So I'm going to record another video with the song that I'm playing, and I'm going to sing it, called I Can Feel More. So go ahead and check out the link if you'd like to listen to that piece. And otherwise, I'm really grateful to the Lord for allowing me to be in a place where I can hear his voice, where I'm freed of distractions, and more readily able to feel what's going on in my own heart. So I'd like to close with this quote that I think exemplifies the spirit of this little child in this gospel, where he has the audacity to run forward to Jesus with the little that he has. And that's what I hope I can do, even when my feelings are weak, even when my work week's not going so strong, to realize that sharing the little that I have is enough. So this is from Saint Jose Maria Escriva in The Way. It goes like this: you realize you are weak, and so indeed you are. In spite of that, rather just because of that, God has chosen you. He always uses inadequate instruments so that the work will be seen as his. Of you, he asks only docility. This episode is made possible by my patrons. Thanks to new patrons Lauren, Sarah, and Pam. Their patronage empowers me to share my experience of God and the church while I support my family at the same time. To become a patron and to receive exclusive rewards, click on the link below. Of course, you can also subscribe to my channel. You can like, comment on, and share this video to help us reach even more people.